Welcome to another connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on the show this week. Each Monday we have different organizations come in and have the representatives from those organizations tell us about what's going on. A lot of different organizations around our broadcast area, many of them serving the public in various ways, but all very important. And obviously many of them need volunteers. We're going to talk with a couple of different organizations today. Our first one needs volunteers. They play a big role in the youth in this part of the area. So we'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us on Connection.
Engine threats lurk around every corner. Corrosion, wear, and gunk. Stay ahead of engine threats with Shell V Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline. The best total engine protection you can get. Choose a breakthrough in premium gasoline.
Baby, it's cold outside, but it's hot inside Shelby's baby department. We have warm swaddling blankets by Little Unicorn and soft plush animals and matching reading books by Jellycat. Our bath accessories and unique toys by Aiden and Anae and Cloud Bee make great gifts. Come by to see our ever-expanding clothing and accessories for babies and toddlers by Minnetonka. And cozy pillows in a variety of colors. Our baby books help make memories to warm any cold night. And don't forget our baby registries and free gift wrap.
Our first guest in the studio today has been with us before. She's a part of an organization called CASA, and we want Katie Riley to tell us a little bit about CASA. She's been here before. Katie, thanks for coming in.
Thanks,
I know you're a very busy person, and we appreciate you taking time. We're going to talk a little bit about CASA, maybe for people that don't know about it, and you've been on before, but different people in the viewing audience may or may not have seen our interview. And then you've got a fundraiser coming up. I want to talk about that too. What is CASA, and what's it stand for? Maybe a little bit about it.
All right, so CASA stands for Court-Appointed Special Advocates, and we are a volunteer-based organization that serves children in the foster care system.
Okay.
So we train volunteers to go in and be advocates throughout the court process for foster children. As long as they're in the juvenile court system, they have a CASA advocate to represent them.
That's very good. I know we were talking before the show, and we talked about it before, but Katie and I were talking about the various organizations that, if you will, kind of mesh together to make these programs work. One being Grandma's House, they were in with us last week. I know obviously you do things, you know, of course DHS is a big factor.
Right.
The Arkansas State Police Against Child, and of course you're actually in the 14th district.
We are. We serve the entire 14th, so Boone, Baxter, Marion, and Newton counties.
Okay. I know you have some paid individuals on your staff, like yourself, but you're very, very dependent on volunteers.
Yes.
Let's talk about volunteers.
Part of our agreement with the court system is that our actual paid staff members can't represent the children in court.
Okay.
Now, we monitor the activities of court, and our volunteers, you know, we guide them through the process, but you cannot serve a child unless you're a volunteer.
Okay. So if somebody's out there watching and they say, well, this is a great program, I would like to volunteer. Obviously, they'd give you a call, give CASA a call. And is this a major time-consuming thing? And how do you train for it? Let's talk about it.
We have a couple of different options. If you would like to be an advocate, we do put you through a training course. It's about 20 hours. We usually have them on the weekends. And we, you know, equip you with all the tools that you need to understand the court system and the various things that your children will be facing and what your roles and responsibilities are in the court system. It's roughly, after you get through with the service training, it's about 15 to 20 hours a month of service. You visit your child at least once a month, and then you're there during the court proceedings. You're doing interviews with teachers and therapists, and really anyone that's involved in that child's life. You go and you talk with them and make sure that you're getting a full report on that child's well-being. and then you report that back to the court system. Now, if that seems like too much of a time commitment for you, we also have a brand new program that we're really excited about. It's our teen mentoring program.
Okay.
Now, this is about 10 hours a month of service or a little less. And what we do is we pair you up with a teen who is going to be aging out of the DHS system without ever being adopted or being permanently placed with a family.
Okay.
DHS does a really great job of equipping them with the skills they need to survive on their own, things like opening a bank account or filling out job applications or housing applications, things like that. So what we're going to do is pair up those children specifically with a mentor, someone that they can just kind of discuss life with, another set of eyes, making sure that these teens are okay and on the right path, and that they'll have a support system once they leave DHS care.
Oh, well, that sounds like a very good program. Speaking of the ages, so where do you start? 18, I guess, is that where you go to?
Technically, 18 is when most children age out. Now, there are services available for children up to age 21 with DHS.
Okay.
But we have children that are, I think last week I had one in court that was 3 days old.
Oh, my God.
So it's really from birth to age 18.
Okay, so help me again and understand. The advocates, they go, where are most of these kids? Are they in their own home? Are they in a foster home, or does it vary?
Most of our children are in foster care.
Okay.
Now, they'll start out in a foster placement or a different placement. They've been taken and removed from their homes.
Okay, so
now, some of them throughout the process are returned to their homes, and we stay on to monitor the situation. Basically, we stay involved until the court system is no longer operating with that family.
Okay.
So it varies. The placements can vary. It's everything from a child being placed in an acute hospital setting to being trial placed back in their home, hopefully to be reunited with a parent.
Of course, the best case scenario, obviously, is if everything gets fixed, if you will, to the point where they can go back into their
That's what we always
natural
like to
home.
see.
Obviously,
Yes.
that's your deal. Since you're doing the 14th district, which is Baxter, Marion, Boone, Newton counties, roughly at any given time, how many kids are you taking care of?
CASA is currently serving 125 children.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, that's only about 60% of the foster population. Of course, we can only serve those we have volunteers for.
Right.
So, yeah, we're serving right around 60%, so about 125 kids.
So, in giving that number, obviously, you're always needing volunteers.
Definitely always needing volunteers. In fact, our next training class for this teen mentoring program will start on March 10th.
Okay.
So if anyone would like to sign up or would like more information, they can go to our website or give me a call. I'd be happy to tell them kind of what it's about and what it would involve and get them hopefully signed up.
I don't know, because you've got children involved, so this may not be a good question, but if just say I wanted to, or I was considering maybe getting involved in CASA and being a volunteer, will the court allow someone like myself to go sit in the back and watch this go, or is that a closed situation?
Now, it is closed. We very, very fiercely protect the confidentiality of these children. But once you're in our training program, that's part of the training that you go through. You will sit in through court. You do about a half a day of court observation, about 4 hours, so that you can see what that process is like. It gives you a really good idea of what a case will look like before you're assigned one.
Okay.
So that is a part of the training. Now, if you're just interested but you haven't gone through the training, of course you couldn't sit through, but this is after background checks and those sort of things.
Yeah, I assumed that because of the privacy situation. Funding-wise, let's talk a little bit about how you operate.
Okay.
I know you're a 501c. But
We're a nonprofit. We are based, our funding is based completely on grants and generous community donations. So we have several state and federal grants that provide us funds for operational costs, and then again we rely very heavily on private fundraising and our community donors.
So is your grant programs? Do you get any federal grant stuff, or just
We
state?
do. We do have some federal funds, and those funds are distributed through the state. It's just the way the state is set up, but they are federal funds.
Federal funding. Okay, well that's good. Do you actually set up an office in each of the counties, or do you just have like an office in Boone and Baxter County?
We have 2 offices. We have one here in Harrison, which primarily serves Harrison and or Boone and Newton counties.
Okay.
We have a satellite office in Mountain Home, which serves Baxter and Marion counties.
Okay, so you 2 different places, kind of cover the deal.
Yeah.
Well, we mentioned obviously that they do get funding through state and some federal grants, but they also desperately need other funding because of all the different things that they have to do and the support system, et cetera. You've got an event coming up, as a matter of fact. Let's talk about your upcoming.
This is a fun one. We love this one. It's our chili cook-off, and it is on February 24th. So for all of you amateur professional cooks out there, you can come for $25 and enter our contest. We have several different categories you can enter. And if you just want to come and eat and sample the chili from all of our area chefs, then you can do that. It's $5 admission at the door. Children 12 and under eat free.
Now this is February the 24th. That's on a Saturday.
It is on a Saturday. It's from 5 to 8 p.m. and it's at the Brandon Burlesworth Youth Center.
Okay. So so there's kind of a twofold thing here. If you want to participate, that's one thing. If you want to go and sample, that's another thing.
That's right, yeah.
So do you need, I guess you really need to get those that are going to be setting up, signed up pretty quickly.
Yeah, you can go online to our website, which is casa14.org, and fill out the registration form online. You can take care of everything right there, or you could give us a call down at the office, and we'll be happy to register you.
Okay. The booth was how much?
The booth is $25 if you want to come down and cook.
Okay. This is, I guess, you've been doing this for a while, haven't you?
This is, I think, now don't hold me to this, I could be wrong, but I think this is either our 7th or 8th year.
Okay,
So
I knew it had been.
It has been. It's actually the biggest chili cook-off in Harrison, so there's a few other ones that go on, but we're the biggest so far.
Yeah, I knew you'd been, I couldn't remember, time passes so fast, but I knew you'd been doing it for over 5 years.
Yeah.
It's been a good fundraiser, and it's gotten bigger and bigger each year. It's a lot of fun. I've been to it. If you'd like, now I'm not a great cook, so I wouldn't be one to set up to cook the chili, but I really enjoyed paying the $5 and going down and sampling the chilies. Really some excellent cooks there. Some will surprise you. You'll recognize some of those people and say, I didn't know you knew how to cook. And they'll say, I cook a little bit, but actually they're pretty good at it. It's a lot of fun, and it's a great fundraiser, and it's something that really helps CASA. And again, the CASA organization working very closely with other organizations that deal with children, and that's something that we all should get involved in. And if you'd like to be a volunteer, please give them a call, because they're always looking for volunteers. As Katie mentioned a while ago, I mean, you've got these kids that right now you probably got. Wonder how many more if you had the volunteers. Do you have any idea?
We could serve over 200, between 200 and 250 children at any given time if we had the volunteers.
Wow! So you could use another 80, 100 volunteers in the 4-county area, couldn't you? Do you have any? We've got about a minute left here.
Yeah.
Do you have any more? I mean, Baxter County is a little more populated, but is it about even across the board, or you have?
To be honest with you, Harrison has seen the greatest number of children taken into care recently.
Really?
Baxter County has seen a decrease.
Good.
Our numbers stay pretty stagnant in Marion and Newton counties. They're all, the actual children in care may change, but the numbers stay relatively static. But Harrison has really seen an increase in the number of children in care.
Again, that's a double-edged sword. It's either good or bad, depending on how you want to look at it. Katie, thank you so much for coming in today. I know you're always busy, but give us a call or send me an email anytime you've got something that we can do to help support CASA. We want to, and the duties that you perform. And of course, if you're a volunteer out there and you're watching the show, if you have a part of the CASA program is something that you make as a volunteer, thank you so much, because they need your help. And if you're out there, as Katie mentioned, 10 hours a month, you can be a part of their new program. 20 hours if you really want to get involved even more, they could use your help. So give her a call, learn more about it, and help out if you can. Thank you, and good luck as you move forward, and good luck. I'll be looking for that chili cook-off down. I'll come down and try it out again.
Sounds good.
Katie Riley with us with CASA today, talking about their program and how it affects the 4-county area, the 14th Judicial District. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We're going to talk with another young lady from the Harrison Housing Authority and how they impact a lot of people in our area. Stay with us. Many things have changed over the years, and so has auto body repair. Even though Ozark Auto Body has been in business for over 30 years, they continue to change with the times. They believe protecting the environment is important and have done so by using environmentally friendly waterborne paint from PPG. This aligns with the technology used by original manufacturers and gives you a lifetime limited warranty. Quality PPG waterborne paint, ASC certified personnel, plus 24-hour towing service. Ozark Auto Body in Harrison, always taking pride in excellence.
Whether you are making a resolution to live a healthier lifestyle in 2018 or you've been making health a priority for years, we want to be your go-to health food store for all the tools you need to make conscious food and supplement choices each day. At Nature's Wonders, you'll find a large variety of organic produce, organic and natural grocery, grab-and-go foods, a full espresso bar including smoothies, and the largest selection of supplements in the area. Our experienced, knowledgeable staff is waiting to help you find what you're looking for. When making healthy choices, we hope you'll choose Nature's Wonders.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television, Dennis King. Thanks for joining us on the show this week. Our next guest in the studio has been with us numerous times. If you haven't been around Chandra Tapley, then you probably hadn't been around many meetings. She's always involved in something. She is in charge of the Harrison Housing Authority, but she's also very active in other organizations. Chandra, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're such a busy person for coming in here and talking to us today.
Thank you for having me.
Anyway, so did we get government fixed for a few days?
February 8th. February 8th is the next day.
Next time may have to go through this again. Okay.
Yes.
Some people know about the Harrison Housing Authority and kind of how you work. Maybe just an overview, and then we'll talk about some other. Just tell a little bit about it.
We are a federally funded organization.
Mm-hmm.
We are not employees of the city, but we work very closely with the city.
Mm-hmm.
So we're kind of under their umbrella of we're not a city entity or organization. It's kind of hard to explain, but we need them as partners and they need us as partners.
Right.
And so we're federally funded. We provide rental assistance, and it's Housing Choice Voucher Section 8,
Mm-hmm.
and that is through HUD.
Okay.
And we are our own governing board and entity in Harrison, and we provide this rental assistance in the city of Harrison and up to 15 miles outside the city limits.
Okay. Yeah, but you're right. A lot of people, when they say Harrison Housing Authority, they think it's Harrison City government because of the name, but it's obviously not. But you do work, hand in hand. We want to cover several areas here, and then you've got a new program you're going to talk about. But obviously, you work the HUD through the HUD program. So, does people get recommended to come and see you? How do you get your clients?
We don't have a lot of money to advertise. We come to talk to you.
Yes, that's okay.
Other various media organizations. We also promote through Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Landlords, we have great relationships with almost, I would say, a huge percentage of landlords in the community.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times the landlords will bring in their tenants and say, they're just not making it. Can you help them? And we'll ask them to apply, or someone will know someone, or the school district or CASA, DHS, they'll recommend Ozark Opportunities to come in and apply for housing assistance.
In working with other organizations, not only on the show here, but knowing people through many of the other organizations, we've got the homeless situation, we've got abused kids, you go through all this stuff, DHS involved. Do you see the number of people coming to you that needs help or needs to find housing and or needs assistance with housing? Is it growing? Is it getting any better? I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
No, you're not.
But what's the situation?
Well, our numbers have grown because we have what HUD calls leased up and utilized our funds. We're maximizing our funds.
Okay.
Harrison is its own unique challenge, and our turnover, or what it's formally called, our attrition rate, is very high. So a lot of people move in and a lot of people move out.
Okay.
And then to get a lot of people to move in, it takes us a lot. So then our what we call lease up rate is very low. So we have to send out probably I'll kind of explain quickly. We get a bunch of people applying. We deny some people based on registered sex offender or certain criminal activity, and then also if they've been barred from housing or banned, depending on what's going on. But we review their criminal history and employment, and then their previous housing history. And so then those people, they move, our waiting list is very short. But of course, if you're homeless, one night out, especially in this cold, is terrible. And I get it. And, that's why we try to help and eliminate what we call agency time. My employees are very thorough. They're very into case management and reaching out. So they'll call Ozark Opportunities and say, hey, I have so-and-so here. Are you guys open? Can I send them? Do you have funds to help them with whatever? Because there are funding programs. And so to help get someone in a unit faster before our waiting list is up, 30 minutes away in Branson, their wait list is 5 years.
Wow.
And ours is somewhere around 2 to 3 months, but could be even faster.
Okay.
But we are getting a lot of people, and it's not because we're focusing on efforts of homelessness or whatever. We are trying to help with that because it's happening all over the United States.
Yes.
The homeless rate is going up significantly, and rural Arkansas, it's going up. We don't have a lot of public transportation. People take a bus, come here, or they think they're going to come and move with family. It doesn't work out. We have a huge amount of domestic violence. Our rate is very high. So that is where we get a lot of our participants from. A lot of people, we have a meth problem, opioids. So you get that from move-outs. It's just a whole, I know I've kind of gone off the question, but yes, we do. We get a lot, and we are working very closely with other organizations to help figure out a solution and a plan. We can't end homelessness, but we can sure try to lower it, and that's what we're doing. We're working on our Continuum of Care organization, which is part of HUD, working very closely with Ozark Opportunities and House of Hope, and the school district and various other organizations, and also the Boone County Resource Council. We're revamping that back up, and so we are trying to. We see the problem, and we're trying to help with that and try to at least lower it as the challenge as much as possible.
That was a great answer. Actually, I needed to hear that. I kind of forget about how it's a huge circle and there's a lot of spokes in the circle. And from a housing standpoint, Chandra, what about do you have enough housing in Harris? Is there a shortage of housing that would participate in your program or a HUD program in Harrison?
Well, we are maximizing our funding, but there is a shortage. There's a shortage of funds available. There's also, and we do have some shortage of housing, all types of housing. Yes. From affordable housing to what I call like streamlined middle class housing. And I know there's some new developments being developed. And so, I look at all the numbers all around the community. And, housing is about, we help right now about 470 families out of the community with us. So those are people that are very low or extremely low income.
Yes.
So that's a lot out of our population. City is 13,000 and the county is about 36,000. That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And out of that, we probably help about close to 2,000 people total with all those families. So the need is there for more housing. We're hopefully be able to work on some, but funds are tight with the federal government and the state and ADFA. But we're going to hopefully work on something. And we've had a lot of landlords come in and start working with our program the last 2 years. It's been great. We work very closely with the Landlords Association, and we just hope to bring in new landlords as much as we can.
From your government funding standpoint, and you mentioned maybe you're maximizing. So are you spending all your funding basically?
Yes.
I mean, so there's not a lot of excess there. You're pretty well using what you got. So
yes. And I'm trying to look at different creative ways to gain more funding, and we're looking at some additional programs, and hopefully we can apply for some grants and some funding to help us increase the help with the community.
Yeah.
So
and I know you're very familiar with this, but this whole the House of Hope, the Hope Cottages program, which are going to ground break this week, but that is a transitional housing facility up to 90 days, and it's for women and children. It's not for males, but there's only going to be 8 cottages there, and I'm sure they'll be full immediately. But when you think about 90 days, that's not very long sometimes when you're talking about a mother and a child or 2 children or 3 children or 4, whatever, to get get a job and to get back out into the world and maintain on your own, that's not very long. But even if they do, most of them are going to be out of there looking for you, looking for help from your organization, because they're not going to make enough money probably, or they wouldn't be there. And if they settle their domestic disputes, hopefully, or the drug situation or whatever it may be, then they're still going to need a lot of help to even make any kind of a rent payment or utilities. What about utilities? What if people can't even, if they can't afford a place to stay, they can't afford utilities?
No.
Deposits have got to be a major problem.
They are, and we're hoping to work. We, like I said, we work very closely with House of Hope and Ozark Opportunities, and with House of Hope and Hope Cottages. Hopefully, as soon as they get someone in, they will also apply for housing, so they will get qualified and get on our waiting list, so that they can move into a place smoothly. And there's also funds with Ozark Opportunities that's called Rapid Rehousing, and what they do is they help with some deposits or some initial rent payments. And so, and then they have a couple different programs to help. And what we work very closely with them, because we hope to get them in something that will be qualified with us, the right size unit for the right amount of rent and the right with the right standards. And so then when we can take over, it's a seamless transaction. We don't have to move again for the third time.
Right, that makes it a whole lot easier.
They don't have to.
I got about 2 or 3 minutes, Sean. Well, you've got so much because you do so much to talk about. FSS program.
Yes.
Let's talk about that real quick.
That is our, well, it's not a new program, but it's a program we've had for a while, but we are re-promoting it. It's a great program with HUD. It's called Family Self-Sufficiency. And what that is it's an employment and savings incentive for low, extremely low, very low income families. And basically, to sum it up, is you start off and we pay $400 assistance. You've set some goals. You sign up for the program. We have to do some meetings with you to make sure you're on goals. You have to attend some classes. But in the meantime, if you get a job while you're working to obtain those goals, we start off paying $400 and say, now that you have a job, we're only paying $200 rent. Basically, that other $200 we were paying goes into an account for you. And so when you accomplish your goals, then you get a check. And you can use that check towards our Section 8 self-help ownership, Section 8 home ownership program, or you can use it to purchase a car, pay off medical bills, something. And it's a great program. We gave someone a check last year for $3,800.
Wow.
So it helped her. She finished college. She moved up to Springfield. She no longer needed assistance. And she had $3,800 to go, and she used it towards the purchase of a car, and it was great.
Perfect scenario.
Yes.
Don't you
Why
wish
not do that? I wish I had that when I was, going through school and everything. So
that is a great program. You mentioned you've had that before, and I think I remember you telling me about that one time. But people, if they can do that, that's a great program for not only kind of a savings account, but accomplish, hopefully in life, get back on track and move forward like you talked about that person. And that's fantastic. You're such a busy person. I always hate to call Shonda because she's always busy, but she's got so much good information. A lot of people don't understand the Harrison Housing Authority and how it all works because it's somewhat complicated and because it reaches so many different areas, but it's so important to our community and her job and her people. I've heard nothing but good compliments and how they really try to work with these individuals that need a place to stay, get them through the system, don't let the system bog it down, get them out there and get them a place. Thank you so much for coming in, taking time out of your busy schedule, and we'll have you back very soon. If you get a new program, if you need some help, please give us a call. We appreciate it very much. Thanks for joining us on our Connection Show this time. We hope we got some information out to you perhaps you didn't know about. Join us each week as we bring individuals and organizations in to connect with you on our Connection Show.
Sullivan Pharmacy has been serving your prescription needs for over 40 years. Our professional staff is glad to assist you with prescriptions, over-the-counter medicines, and healthcare products. Stop by Sullivan Pharmacy if you have questions about Medicare Part D, and we'll be glad to help. If you're in a hurry, Use our convenient drive-through window so you don't have to get out of your car. Sullivan Pharmacy, 731 North Main Street in Harrison.